exciting day for Leyton because they've received news just this morning that their local Zone 3 tube station will be receiving step-free access and a brand new entrance by 2027, with the construction beginning this month in February. Under the second round of the government's Levelling Up Fund, the GLA was permitted to submit one transport-related bid for funding of up to £50 million in value. In August 2022, the GLA submitted Transforming Leyton and Colindale for All, which sought £43.2 million to upgrade both London Underground stations. Immediately after agreement papers were signed, the project gained traction, with construction of Colindale commencing in the same month of January 2024, over a year before the project at Leyton was formally announced, with officials and transport leaders gathered for a press event. So I paid the station a visit to visualise the project outcome and find out why this upgrade is so important. Down on the platform, we see that this station was built to have stairs and a footbridge at the western end, and so the eastern end of the platform is often deserted. But the upgrade plans to balance out the overcrowding by installing a brand new footbridge in the middle of the platform, which will allow for not only stairs but lifts too, a major benefit for cycle, pram and wheelchair users. This new footbridge will be accessible via a long spacious corridor leading to the new entrance.
The improvements to local transport are really important to our community.
Located right on the corner of Oliver Road is Mainyard Studios, not only a shared office space, but also the home of local independent estate agency Francis & Friends, run by Nathan Francis, who shared with me how he believes the station improvement project will bring many benefits for the community.
Yeah, in terms of transport, we've got things like the Elizabeth line, and we've seen that that's improved not just community and community space, but business and footfall as well. And it's been a tough few years for a lot of local businesses, especially cafes, restaurants, bars. And I just think that everything that's happening in Leyton itself will only get better.
The reduction of overcrowding will certainly eliminate the need to use this side gate, which is opened by staff when the flood of passengers is too much to deal with, particularly on match days at the nearby Leyton Orient Stadium. This exit leads out onto a concrete block pavement with standing Oyster card readers and a separate staircase which takes passengers up onto street level. But what about the main entrance exit? The current ticket hall consists of a row of 5 barriers, information, a retail space and an assistance point. Admittedly, the amount of space in here doesn't facilitate the crowds of commuters during rush hour, and so you would assume that upon building the brand new entrance, this old entrance would have a quick lick of paint for a fresh look and be used solely as an exit. But you'd be wrong, because this old entrance, with 3 less barriers than the new one, will be closed off permanently once the construction is complete, alongside this side entrance that I showed you earlier. This whole area will soon be filled in, taken up by the new station building, which, looking at the planned site layout, will run halfway down the length of the eastbound platform. And passengers have already been warned of the hoardings that will soon be put in place from March 2025, which will reduce standing space. However, once the project is complete, the station will be able to facilitate new residents moving into the 750 homes that are being constructed by Taylor Wimpey at Coronation Square.
Yeah, so obviously it's a fantastic development. It's going to bring a lot more people to the area. It's an ever-growing population anyway. But I think it's the amenities it's going to bring as well. It's going to improve local communities' lives because you've got the enhanced leisure facilities, sports facilities. You've got the pre-nursery, again, that's going to double in capacity. If you look at surrounding areas like Hackney, Walthamstow become very unaffordable, Leyton's still an area that is within people's grasp. And again, as the demographic changes and the community grows, so will the local businesses, and everyone will benefit from that.
An entire month after construction officially began, I revisited the area, this time taking a walk down Goodall Road, where the TWBN joint venture had already set up its territory, with vehicles, machinery and materials coming in, as well as the staff facilities set up in temporary buildings. The construction work itself doesn't seem to have started yet though, as far as I could see. Taylor Woodrow are a construction company who have worked on many large-scale projects, at 21 stations including King's Cross and Whitechapel, 3 depots including Old Oak Common, and roads including the M20-10A junction. BAM Nuttall are a civil engineering contractor who have worked on projects like the Thames Tideway Tunnel, Farringdon Station and the Leeds Public Transport Improvement Project. In short words, the Leyton Station upgrade project is in good hands. At the end of the road there was actually once an entrance that was proposed for the 2012 London Olympic Games, but that of course didn't go ahead. You can still see though that the passageway is still there with the gates. Now time to walk back to the station, this time crossing over the footbridge. My next trip will take me into the depths of North London, to one of the fastest developing areas in the capital, whose local station will soon have what is being described as a new landmark entrance. And upon seeing the structure for the very first time, I can only agree. So at Colindale station you can already see a lot of progress even down at platform level, where you can see a little bit of the construction site of the new entrance, and of course there have been two new staircases installed which are slightly wider than the old ones. There are also vinyl wraps up on the walls, and in general the platform now has a much fresher look than it did a couple of months ago before the station was closed. But we'll see a lot more progress when we go upstairs and outside onto the street. But first we got to follow the one-way system to get out of here. The temporary one-way system tunnel was delivered by Adept Contracts, who have previously installed various types of cladding at a handful of locations on the TfL network. It seems though that despite the many signs on walls and blue barriers weighed down by sandbags, people still like to make their own rules. Then you come into the ticket hall, where you'll see that they've removed the aisle of ticket barriers, and instead you just have the standing ticket card readers. It's just to make capacity while the station is in a one-way system, because the station can get quite crowded and there's just not enough space to capacitate that while the works are going on. When you exit the station, you're immediately met with blue wooden hoardings advertising Morgan Sindall, the project's construction company, who have set up base in a temporary 3-story modular building. This has meant that the bus stop that serves the station is currently out of service, with passengers directed to use the bus stand on Charcot Road. The project requires a lot of vehicles and materials, and so if you've been in Colindale recently, you will have noticed that a lot of space is being used to store them. During the closure of this station between June and December last year, a massive crane was used for piling and demolition work, and still stands there today. During this first phase of the construction work, the installation of steel beams and concrete foundations also took place, all of which wouldn't have been possible without closing down the station. Without this upgrade, Colindale Tube Station was expected to reach passenger capacity by 2026. The cut-off services, however, sparked anger amongst local residents, who either had to walk 20 minutes to Burntoke Station or 33 minutes to Hendon Central, or wait 15 to 20 minutes for the 186 bus. After months of campaigning, the locals were successful in getting a free NL6 rail replacement service. Through the petition that was set up by them, the campaigners demanded more frequent services, saying that the routes had become dangerously overcrowded. Now that the station is up and running as usual, except for the lack of dot matrix displays on the platforms, residents can start getting excited about the brand new entrance, as the project completion date has been estimated at autumn 2025. This will provide passengers with new lifts, an accessible toilet, a retail space, infrastructure improvements, more cycle parking spaces, a massive boost in ticket hall capacity, and better flow throughout the station, with a new entrance that will serve as a new gateway for Colindale. This will ensure that the station is ready for the 11,400 new homes being built in the area. This video report was created with the ongoing support of my channel members. To get super early access to videos, a badge next to your username in the comment section, and a place on this list, please do consider joining one of the tiers. Everyone's help is much appreciated. If you live in Leyton or Colindale, let me know in the comment section how either of these station upgrades will be of benefit to you. Thanks for watching.